Hi everyone, welcome back to Cat's Book Corner. We talk about all things book and bookish. Since it's been 3 months since my last top 5 quarter video, it's time for the second quarter of the year wrap up. I've got 6 books. I know in that one I had 7, I think, because I had 2 honorable mentions. I maybe had more. I'm not 100% sure. I will check real quick. Yeah, I only had 2 honorable mentions, but this time I only have 6. And the only reason I have 6 is because my reread is my honorable mention. If I didn't reread this book, it'd be in the top 5. But since I reread it, it makes sense that it would be in my honorable mentions. And this will be a non-spoiler one. So, all of the books I'm talking about, all 6 of them, there will be non-spoilers. Because I can't exactly spoil the honorable mention because my little sister's in the room. And I think we all know which book that pertains to. Alright, let's get started with my honorable mention. Alright, here we go. It is the Deathly Hallows, 7th Harry Potter book. It's tied for first out of 3 of the Harry Potter books. This is first 3 and 7. They are my absolute favorites. It makes me cry every time I read it, but this time it was in a different part. I didn't expect to cry at the part I cried at, so if you want to see like my full thoughts about where I cried, go back 2 weeks ago, I think, where I talked about this with spoiler thoughts. But I always love the conclusion of this series. It is so satisfying that everything gets tied up the way it does. And you get growth from so many characters, although this is a 5-star book for me. There are some things I wish that there were. If you watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. And it makes me excited for the new adaptation that's coming out soon, I hope. I don't know. But there are things that I kind of want to change. But I can't really give it not a 5-star because it is just so good. And because of the first time I read this, I remember exactly where I was the first time I read this. So I feel like that kind of gives it like a status, considering I can remember first time I read this. I can't do that with all of my books, but I can do that with this one, because I remember I want to say I was in 6th grade, so I might have been 11, I might have been 12, I really don't remember the age. I would have been 12, because I finished it, I think, spring of that year. But I really love it. The journey the Golden Trio goes on is amazing. It's so good and so sad, but like it wraps up in such a happy way, although I have issues with the ending. Like the epilogue, I have issues with it. But that's why technically I don't love the epilogue. Like if the book ended before the epilogue, I'd be like, amazing, fantastic, I love it. The epilogue is, I just don't like it, so I kind of avoid it, even though it's part of the book, but neither here nor there. But I love when you like, because we met some new characters in this one, like we met Xenophilius, I think, for the first time in this one. And this is where a lot of people say that Snape was great. As we know, I don't have that opinion with Snape. Watch that video and you see, I don't like him no matter what. I don't like Dumbledore no matter what. But it's also where we get introductions to Grindelwald, which make us the Fantastic Beasts movies, which I wish they finished, and I wish they kind of stuck to a little bit of stuff, because I find that part of the history so engaging and interesting. I wish we got like more of that. But Voldemort's good in this, obviously. He's such a good villain because he doesn't understand like the emotions that the Golden Trio is going through. That I find it really funny. Let's see, before I stop, let's see what else. Oh, definitely the growth that Kreacher goes through is some of my favorite character growth, because we meet him in the 5th book and we're absolutely like, absolutely not, we don't like you, you're awful. But then in this book, because he tells his story and he's just, oh, just so good. I really, really love it. But before we move on, also we get the growth of Dudley, which is great, because to be fair, I think Dudley deserved some more. And I wish that some of the Malfoys got more growth, but otherwise there's this. But I love all the stuff we never asked for, but still got a lot of the information in this book. But a 5-star Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which is my honorable mention. So now moving on to number 1 of this one. We got another book in a series, All In, by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the 3rd book in the Natural series. Also amazing. This was also a 5 stars. I absolutely loved this one. It was so good. I mean, the first like chunk of it, I wouldn't say chunk, I'd say like how much pages is like first like 60-ish pages. I'm like, it just feels like another Naturals book. I mean, it's great. It's obviously great because I think the lowest book score I gave a Naturals book was a 4.5. So they are all great. But it took me until I'm like, wait, this is actually giving me what I want. Because we all know I love Michael. And this is giving us Michael stuff. Michael is the best character. Okay, I won't say he's the best character because Cassie's pretty great too. And Sloane is just, and Lila's good. And Dean's actually good. I know how I said a couple videos ago when I was talking about the first Naturals book and the second one where I was like, Dean's fine. But after reading like his book, which is the last book, it's like, I know what I mean. It's Dean, he's great. Oh, I love it. But this takes place in Vegas. The Naturals solving a crime, obviously. And you get a lot of Sloane backstory in this because she grew up in Vegas, as we learned in the first one. You get some Michael backstory, which I hope we get more of in Bad Blood, because Michael is my favorite character. I love him so much. But they solve a case, which then interconnects to Cassie, because she learns some truths about her mother's case, which like, I was like gasping. Like, I could not believe it, what was happening. It's so good. Because I love the found family. It's such a cute found family too. Because they will like get angry at each other and push each other's buttons. But they still love each other in the end. Because this is after the love triangle ends, so Michael and Dean are like kind of at odds still. But they still love each other. And they still love Cassie even if they're not the one she picked. And Cassie like knows not to push the one she didn't pick, but she still like cares for him and still wants to protect him. Oh, it's just so good. The found family is great. And Sterling and I always forget his name, Briggs. They're both like, I wouldn't say like parent figures to them because they're not. They're like supporting kids being in the field in the FBI, which isn't a great idea. But it's what they did, so. They are like, I don't really know how to explain how they are to them because they're also in the found family, but they're not in the found family, if you get what I mean. Because it doesn't matter exactly. I don't know what to call them because they're not great adult figures because they put kids in danger. But they're also not bad adult figures because a lot of the characters have had bad adult characters. Because Dean has his serial killer father who kind of sucks. Which we learned about in the first book. So, and then we know Michael's got problems with his family, which we learn about more here. And Sloane's got problems with her family, which we learn, like every single character has problems with their actual like biological family. But then when they come together to form this like new family, it's like, well, because we get each other. Like my favorite quote, I think it's from the second book. It doesn't spoil anything. It doesn't, but it's my favorite quote that perfectly describes this found family is, if we didn't go through the experiences we did, we wouldn't have these abilities. We wouldn't be Naturals, which is so true because the only reason that they formed the abilities they have, like the profiling, being able to tell people's emotions, the being incredibly good at statistics and math and like those things, and being able to check lies, it makes sense because of the traumas that they've went through. Well, so far at least, because we don't know much about Lila. And we know more about Michael than Lila, but Lila keeps letting things slip, so it's like, we know about her. And it fits with Dean and Sloane, it fits with everyone, and in Cassie, it's just, Oh, I just love it so much. I cannot wait to read the last book in the series. I kind of hope it's even better. Like, it ends the series in like such a nice, cleaned up way. Because I don't know if anything else could live up to like the way this book did. But this was 5 stars all in. 3rd book in the Natural series. On to number 2. Butcher and Blackbird by Brianne Weaver. I talked about this book, spoilery, I think it was my first June wrap-up or my second. I'm not totally sure. I don't completely remember. But this was also a 5-star for me. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing and fantastic. It's about Sloane and Rowan, who are serial killers on the side. That's like their side hustle. They have their own jobs too. Like, to be fair, we only really completely learn what Rowan's is. He's a cook, which I think is like so funny and so cute. Of course. Oh, and there's so many scenes that like they make jokes about, like the cookies and cream scene is hilarious if you can get over how gross it is. But it is hilarious that it keeps coming up. It's a little romance between them, friends to lovers. It's really cute. It's really funny, actually. Like, it's a rom-com, but like serial killers, so there obviously is a trigger warning, and there's a lot of trigger warnings and stuff. So be sure like to check those to make sure like you'll be fine. But otherwise, it's like it's such a funny like comedy. Like, I would literally want to see a movie about this. Of course, I don't want to see a movie about this because they wouldn't be able to have all the stuff I like in this. But I would watch a movie that was kind of about this. I feel like it'd be great. It'd be amazing. This is the first book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. The other 2 books are about Rowan's 2 brothers that we meet. And I think we meet the love interest as well. Because we definitely meet Lark, who I know is in Leather and Lark. And I think the girl that we meet with his younger brother is his love interest later. I'm just not 100% sure. But I really loved it. I'm not necessarily a fan of 3rd act breakups because I don't think they're done well in most romance books I read. Like, I didn't love the one in Crescent City, and I didn't love the one at the end of 4th Wing. While I understood why they happened, I didn't love them. Like, I also didn't love what other books I read. I mean, I get the one that happened in King of Wrath. I get that one completely. I just don't love it. It wasn't great. But this one and Lights Out, the way that they're able to like turn what a 3rd act breakup means on its head is so good. Okay, slight spoilers here, so I can go into a little bit, but this won't be like so spoilery. The way that they have to break up to save her life it's so cute, and it's so like it fits within his character, which I really love. And like they give you why it would happen. Like, realistically, it's not because of miscommunication, it's because he wants to save her life. Okay, spoilers done, but I don't really think that was very spoilery. And they're just doing this competition together to see who gets to kill the Phantom, who we don't meet, but we learn about in the 1st chapter. Like, the first like paragraph of this book got me hooked. I read the first paragraph, I think, in my video of this book. Oh, so good. And I love the family issues that Sloane and Rowan both have. They're both completely different issues with their family, yet it makes them who they are and why they act the way they do. Like, you understand why Sloane has a hard time trusting people, and you understand why Rowan is so like connected with his brothers. Like, he will not do anything to put them in danger because he just loves his brothers that much. And the way that they show their love for each other is just, it's adorable. And I wouldn't expect to say that the love the 2 serial killers have is adorable, yet the ones they have are adorable. And literally the title of this book are their nicknames for each other. Like, Rowan calls Sloane Blackbird, and Rowan calls Sloane Blackbird, and Sloane calls Sloane calls Rowan Butcher, which, oh, it's just so cute. I love it so much. All right, moving on to, well, first, this is also a 5-star, but moving on to the next one, number 3. I talked about this book, I think, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, not 100% sure. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. Also a 5-star. I loved it so much. It was so cute. My first MM romance, which I said in that video, between the first son of the United States, like the president's son, and a prince of England, which is so cute. And like they become like enemies to friends to lovers. Ugh, it's so cute, and it's, ugh. I love the way that their relationship, like, it feels like it authentically blossoms. Like, it really does. It doesn't feel like it comes out of nowhere. It's because they made a mistake publicly, and because public relations, they have to fix it publicly. But the way they fix it publicly is, like, because they have to, like, meet each other. It's, like, it's adorable, because they're, like, you know what, you're not really, like, what I thought you'd be. There's that type of thing. It's, like, I thought you'd be stuffy. I thought you'd be a jerk, because you're a prince. And you're supposed to be a playboy, because you're the first son. But, like, you're not that. You're actually my type. And it's so cute. I love both their sisters. Both their sisters are just... I love Alex's sister. Because I feel her. Because she's such a protective big sister. It's like... I love her so much. Like, she is so protective. Oh, I really love that part. But I also love how protective Henry is of his sister. I love that too. Let's see, what else did I love about this book? Oh, I loved how they had, like, their emails in it. Let me see if I can find, like, an example. But here, it's, like, it's formatted in, like, the form of their emails, which I love. And, like, they ended off with, like, quotes from historical figures who were, like, said to be in love with each other. Like, it's so cute, like John Lawrence and Alexander Hamilton. And so many, like, other, like, historical figures, which is, like, so cute. And it's, like, I honestly, like, really love it. But the way that, like, they come to, like, learn about themselves through this relationship, like, they learn they don't have to be what they thought they'd always have to be. It's actually kind of wholesome and sweet and just adorable. I also love Nora, who is the vice president's granddaughter. She's cute. There's a lot I love about this book. And it's not a book I would have thought I would have loved as much as I did. I mean, I hoped I would, because I spent a while looking for it. But I didn't think I would love it as much as I do, because, as I've said, like, videos before, I'm not a very big contemporary romance reader. Although I think I'm getting into it, because the last few contemporary romances I read, I loved, so I think I'm giving it more of a chance. But I really, really did love it. And it was just unexpected how much I loved it. And I watched the movie as well. And I kind of gave my review for the movie in the video too. I say it's worth watching. It's a good movie. Like, if I didn't read the book, I think I would have loved the movie. But I read the book, so I didn't love the movie. The movie was fine. It was fine. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but it wasn't bad. It's like, it's like the Harry Potter movies, except better. Because I don't necessarily love the Harry Potter movies, because I think they cut out so much. But because this was a movie covering, like, a book that wasn't big, they were able to fit, like, a lot into it and actually flesh out some of the characters that weren't completely fleshed out in the book, which I love. I love the movie for that, like, aspect, because this book was a 5-star, obviously. The movie, I would say, would be an 8-ish out of 10. So, overall, it was pretty good. If I didn't read the book, I would have absolutely loved the movie. It was actually really, really good. But since I read the book, I had more context that I wish was in it, but it was actually really good. I was subtly impressed. And I am excited because they're making a second movie, but they're not making she's not writing a second book. So, I will get more Alex and Henry stuff in the movie, so I am excited for that. But this was number 3. Moving on to number 4. Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha T. J. Toole. This was, I think it was a 4.75. Let me check real quick. Yes, this was a 4.75. And I really, really enjoyed it. It's about lore and a little bit of Nadir. You only get like every 10-ish chapters you get a Nadir chapter, which is fine. I don't need him yet, because I think he's going to be important in the later books. This book is more like Lore's journey, which I love. She starts off in this prison, and then she gets like rescued by some people from the Sun Kingdom. And she's like put forth in this trial to like get married to the Sun King. Which, it's interesting. Because obviously, as you're reading this book, you know, well, obviously she's not going to be with the Sun King. But then it kind of shifts what you think. Then it like clarifies what you think, which is like, I called the twist. It wasn't really a twist for me, but like I called it. So that was good. I also like how family oriented she is, which you wouldn't think because she grew up in a prison with like her 2 siblings. So you wouldn't really expect her to be super family oriented, but she is. She'd do anything for her sister and her brother, which I think is so cute. And the way you learn that Nadir is also family oriented because he's terrified of his father and doesn't want anything to happen to his sister. It's also like kind of cute. Nadir is given a mission to find the escaped prisoner because his dad's worried about it. And you're like, why would the Aurora King be worried about this prisoner that's escaping? And then you don't learn actually, you suspect certain things. Like there's a lot of twists and turns in this one. So you think you know the answer, but they don't exactly clarify it. So I think this is a series. I think it's a complete series too. But they don't clarify the answer. I think we'll get a clarified answer later in the series, which I think my guess is right. I think I have a very good guess about what's happening. But I do really, really like it. The trials are actually very interesting because normally, actually, is that true? Do I like trials? Let's see what books have I read. I liked Fourth Wing, that had trials. I liked that. But I don't think I'm a huge fan of like trial stuff. But to be fair, there's a lot of books that I've heard great things about that have trials in it. So I'll just say that this was my first like real experience with trials. Because I read the 4th Harry Potter book and that has trials. It's not my favorite one. So, but I did love this one. This one was good. But yeah, and it's all about like, because the Sun King you think he has ulterior motives like completely from the beginning because you're in Laura's perspective and she's learned not to trust people. So you learn how to trust but also to distrust. It's a very like complex character that she is, and I really, really enjoy that. It's not like, oh, I'm out of prison, I'll trust the person who broke me out. It's very like, someone broke me out of prison, what purpose do they have? And then she starts to be like, well, maybe there isn't one. Maybe he's genuinely being nice. And then they give you like more and more hints. It's actually like really good. And then there's all the other contestants that you meet. Some are mean, like I forget her name, but she's awful. I don't like her. And then there are some that are cute and like, they're adorable. Some die, obviously, because trials, not everyone can survive. Because it says it's a deadly contest, obviously. But it's like Fae adjacent, because the higher ups in the class are Faes. Like the Sun King, the Aurora King, Nadir, his sister, a lot of like Gabriel. I love Gabriel. Gabriel is awesome. He was one of my favorite characters in this book. I don't know if you're supposed to like Gabriel, but I loved Gabriel. I got his reasoning for why he did what he did. He was just, it was great. I loved Gabriel so much. Where was I before I lost track about talking about Gabriel? But it's like Fae-ish, that's what I was saying. Like Gabriel the Sun King, they're all fae, and like completing the competition, you would turn into a high fae, which is what the royals are. But the other contestants are actually fae as well. So it's fae and there's humans, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of cool. I liked it. So Trial of the Sun Queen, 4.75 stars. And number 5, last book. One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. This was a 4.5. It's about these 4 characters, which is, I need their actual names because I can't find them. Brian, who's that one? Cooper, Adeline, and Nate. I love all of these characters. They felt raw and real and so surprising that this would feel so real. It starts in detention with these 4 characters and also Simon. Simon then dies, and they have to figure out, like, because they were the only 4 people in the room, so it to be like, who killed Simon? So it's like, which person did the crime? And you get each of their point of views, which is great. But they're all going through like stuff that's like kind of heartbreaking, and it's so raw and real that I rated it lower than I should have. Like, this probably should have been a 5-star, but I couldn't bring myself to put it as a 5-star because it hurt to read, because the characters just have real problems. Like, I've met people and I've had some of the problems that are in this book. So it's like, I honestly couldn't read for as long as I normally read. Normally I can read for like 5 hours, no problem. But this one, I had to stop like every hour because I couldn't like keep reading because it kind of hurt too much. Which kind of sucks. And they each have like a reason why, because Simon had a secret on each of them. Because that's what he did. He posted people's secrets, which is gross. Why would he do that? I don't like Simon. I don't know if that's probably like a correct opinion, because Simon's gross. I don't like him. But each of these characters have a secret that Simon knew about, and he was going to post these secrets the day before he was murdered. So the police have suspicions that one of these 4 is the one who did it. Like, let's see. I don't think they tell you what the secrets are, so I'm not gonna say. But like, each secret they have could ruin their like lives. Except no, they all probably could ruin their lives because they're all very like good. Like, Brian is like probably going to Yale. Like, she's like amazingly smart. Then there's Cooper, who is this all-star baseball pitcher who could probably go like pro. Like, he could go to the pro. We've got Addie, who's like prom princess. She's perfect. Everyone loves her. She's got this like all-star boyfriend who's one of Cooper's best friends. So they're in the same circle. Then you got Nate, who is on probation. And to be fair, no one completely knows why he's on probation, but they all have like suspicions of why he's on probation. But it is really good, and like them forming like a core relationship, like a found family between, technically it's 5 because there's this extra character that gets like thrown in later. It's Brian's sister, Maeve. She gets thrown in. So it's like these 6 people and other people I can't say because it would be spoiler, but these like people form like their own found family when even their families aren't trusting them, even when like things are like going crazy, even when like people are getting false blame on them. It's so real because they all have like very real problems. Which, to be fair, this is why in my mid-year wrap-up I said she was one of my favorite authors, like my new favorite author. So I read this book and I was like, I wasn't expecting how raw it would feel. I wasn't expecting that it would like make me cry because I've known people and have been through some of these experiences. So it's good, but like in a heartbreaking way, which is kind of sucky because it was such a good book. But I can't say that it was a good book because it hurt. It hurt to read, and I kind of hate that it was hard to read because it was just, it was so good. But I think what made it good was because it was so hard to read. And because it was so hard to read, it's rated low, which I hate but I love at the same time, because if I didn't rate that low, it wouldn't have been as good as it was because it was so good. But this was One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McInnes. It was a 4.5. I really, really loved it. Alright, if you liked those books, please comment, like, and